Hi guys, so first of all, I would like to thank you all for loving the recipes that I've been posting. Now because we reached 50 subscribers on YouTube, yay, I'm gonna be teaching you one of my favorite recipes, and I decided why not teach you something which is delicious and what I like to eat most as a snack. Before I started cooking, I was baking most of the time with my sister and my mom. My mom taught me everything I know. So today I'm going to teach you this really delicious mouth-watering recipe which you can have as a snack, share it with your loved ones, and if any of your guests come, this is a really easy thing to make. And those are brownies. So let's get started.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take a bowl and add these Hershey's milk chocolate chips. You can take any milk chocolate chips that you like. Now I'm going to add the butter in. Now from here, I'm going to melt this in the microwave because it's much more easier. Just make sure that you melt it for 1 minute and keep stirring it in the middle of that 1 minute. Now in another bowl, I'm going to add white sugar in, then brown sugar. Now from here, I'm going to add the eggs. Now I'm going to whisk this. It's really important that you whisk it for a little while, so making sure that it combines properly together, so perhaps for 2-3 minutes. Once the mixture is completed, I'm going to add the salt in, then the vanilla essence, and again we would whisk it together for a little while, perhaps like a minute more, to get this really nice colored mixture. Just making sure everything combines in together. Now, I'm going to add that melted chocolate in. Now, it's really important that this melted chocolate has cooled down, so you know your mixture doesn't curdle. It's really important that you've taken out all that chocolate that you melted. It's okay to get a little messy on the sides as long as you take it in the batter. So we're just going to use a spatula for this and mix it in really nicely. It's really important that you use these tools, like we used a whisk in the previous method, in the previous step, and now we're using a spatula. So combine it really nicely, maybe for about 3 minutes. Scrape off the chocolate that you had on the spatula because that is really important. Now I'm gonna use a whisk to just combine it properly again. Now I'm gonna sift the flour, and I'm just gonna add the cocoa powder in. It's really important that you sift this, otherwise there are these crumbs that will come in the batter and they won't fully combine with each other. So as you can see, once I'm sifting it, you see these balls. These are crumbs which won't obviously mix together in the batter unless you sift it. Now, once you have sifted the powdered part and these balls are left, you're gonna use a small spoon to just make those balls into powder, more like crumbs, and then you're gonna sift it. Once I've sifted the flour and the cocoa powder, I'm gonna use a spatula and just fold it together. It's very important that you obviously scrape off all the sides and bring it in the mixture. But it's really important that you fold this mixture together rather than just casually mixing it. But when you fold it, just make sure that you fold it very gently, making sure that the whole mixture combines. Once the mixture has been folded, you can see I'm showing you that there's a silky smoothness. There's nothing sticky when you see from the bottom. Now I have a 7 by 7 inch baking pan, and I have just oiled it at the bottom and then added the baking paper and then oiled it at the top. Now I'm just gonna tap it a bit to make sure that the air bubbles that existed in the batter is now gone. I'm gonna add it in the oven for 180 degrees. So I'm gonna place it in the oven at 180 degrees for 30 minutes. Now you have to keep checking this. So the technique used here is once it's like on 25 minutes or 20 minutes, use a toothpick and just like put it on the batter. Just like stick it in the batter and see how wet it is. If it's really wet, then it's not done. Otherwise, if there's like a cake texture coming and it's not wet, it means it's just right. You don't want to overdo it. So don't wait for the cake texture to stop coming in. It should be like the toothpick should get some cake on it, but it should not be wet. Otherwise, it won't be cooked.
So we've taken out these lovely, yummy, delicious brownies from the oven. So we're gonna take it out. So you have to make sure that these are cooled down. Otherwise, once you cut it, it'll break. So now it's cool. So I'm gonna start removing it. Obviously, it depends on the kind of tray that we have. So I'm just going to cut it from the side just to make sure it's like a little loose. Okay, so I've cut these brownie pieces and I've taken out a little fancy kind of plate to show you that how you can serve this to your guests. Now obviously this is one option where I've topped up some chocolate chips to make it more beautiful. You can also obviously serve it with ice cream in small cups. I didn't have ice cream today, but I wanted to show you this because this is something where not everyone wants to eat ice cream all the time. Just those warm brownies sometimes make it perfect. So that's something I wanted to show you guys. Now for the taste test, drum roll. Okay, which piece should I take? I'll take the top one. Guys, these are delicious. If cooked well and not overcooked, you want to get this really fudgy and chewy but not so chewy, and it just melts in your mouth. This is the kind of brownie that you want to be tasting. And trust me, this recipe has it all. It's just the best. Now, if you like this recipe, oh my gosh, still mouthful. I'm still mouth-watering. If you like this recipe, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See ya!